So if we met at a fitness convention, how would you introduce yourself?
So basically, I call myself a fitness extraordinaire because I like fitness as it's running in my blood. I like fitness as it keeps pumping blood from my heart. So fitness is something that cannot be separated from me. So I work as the managing director of Athletica Fitness. But yeah, I would say if you want to term it in short, I make my living by killing fat.
Okay, wow. And what sparked your interest in fitness?
So people say genetics, everything is in the blood. So I come from what do you say, a family where everyone is connected to a sport or whatever. So my father was a weightlifter, my kaka was a weightlifter, my masis were into hockey, one of my masi was into volleyball. All of my relatives at the parental level are into some or the other sport. So I think it's in the family. And then when I was a young kid, my father used to always promote me to be into one or the other sport. By the way, I learned swimming at the age of 1. I was just 1 year old when I
Oh,
started
wow. Okay.
swimming. I learned it actually. And the coach there at the swimming pool had a very simple rule. If you deny to go in the pool, he's going to lift you up and he's going to throw you in the pool. Then you have to survive.
Hmm.
So I think my survival skills made me learn swimming. And then I won my first race. I would say an athletic race at the age of 2, when I 2.5 when I was in the nursery. And we had to just go there, burst a balloon, and come back. And I won that race. And I still have that picture where I'm standing in the podium at the number 1 position. And yeah, that all of that then accumulated, sparked me to be a sports person. And then I started participating in sports, whatever, wherever the sports would be, I would be there. And I started liking being on the ground, on the field. And yeah, that sparked me being into this field. And I would say major influence came from WWE, which was
Okay.
WWF back then. And I and my father used to see that Raw and SmackDown for maybe 2 to 3 hours every day. And then I started developing an urge in me which wanted to have that kind of a physique. Like I was very, I would say, starstruck by those physique. That how can a person look so good and and like how he can hold so much of muscle on his body. And
Hmm.
that made me do certain push-ups, pull-ups, maybe crunches, squats in my home, in my bedroom when I was looking at WWF.
How old would you have been at that time?
So when I started watching WWE, I might be 12, 13. And
Okay.
when I started working out, I might be 14, 15 at the max.
And who was your favorite wrestler? I'm just curious.
Till date, it is The Rock, Dwayne
It's The
Johnson.
Rock. He recently came back, so you must have been
Yeah,
psyched about that.
he has come back. He has made his comeback on the WWE platform, and he has challenged directly the Triple H.
Right.
So let's see how it goes.
Okay, that's great, sir. So we'll just dive a little deep into just the mindset bit of working out because a lot of people join the gym and they start working out, and in a week or a couple of days they
Hmm.
just give up. They say they're not seeing results or they lack that willpower. So what role do you think the mindset actually plays in this, and how can one maintain a consistency throughout their fitness journey?
So I believe mindset plays a very important role, but the most important part is how to develop a mindset. Because mindset is something that you feed yourself on daily basis. And most of the people in today's generation are very social media influenced. They are actually not influenced to
Hmm.
join a gym, but just because whenever you scroll social media, I'm supposing that whenever you also scroll social media, you would be coming to one or two posts which is related to working out. Maybe in the gym or maybe on the beach or wherever, or maybe it's related to nutrition, or maybe it's related to health, or maybe it's related to fitness. So you're being fed that yeah, you have to be fit. But that is something that is good. But then what happens is someone who is not actually passionate about working out when steps in the gym and doesn't see result starts going back. And there is one more criteria that plays a very important role. We have been upgrading since the time I have joined the gym, and I have seen the mindset and everything being upgraded. So what do people do today is they have a target. Whenever I have been counseling people for more than 15 years now, so they come to me and they always target themselves. So they say, sir, 3 महीने में abs आने चाहिए, या 2 महीने में fat percentage 10 कम हो जाना चाहिए, या
Hmm.
इतना muscle बढ़ जाना चाहिए. Dude, I say you're targeting yourself. That is good, but then you should be able to enjoy the process. I love working out, irrespective of the result, irrespective that I'm gonna have a good workout or a bad workout today. I love doing what I do. I love hitting every. That is what is most important. So I will ask the people to enjoy the process. Of course, give yourself a target, but yeah, meanwhile, enjoy the process. Learn to live the moment when you are actually working out, because that moment won't be repeated ever in your life. And every workout, whether it be a good workout, a bad workout, a small workout, a huge workout, is 100% gonna make you better than what you are today.
Okay. I see. So just how you said, I want to go back to the point where you get people, they're like, sir, 2 महीने में abs चाहिए, 3 महीने में biceps चाहिए. How should one approach goal setting in their fitness journey, and what actually makes a goal achievable, where they should be proud of themselves to be on that journey and to be able to achieve that?
So, first and foremost, I would like to say a very important thing, that whatever you see on the social media is actually, I would say, just 10 or 20% real. Rest of all is made up.
Hmm.
You have to understand that factor first of all. Because people come up to me and say that I want to look like this guy or I want to look like that guy. I tell them even this guy doesn't look like this guy. Okay, there are a lot of things that goes behind a shoot or a video or a workout video or whatever. There are lightings, there are angles, there are a lot of pumps. They drain themselves for that 1 hour or 2 hour of that shoot, and then they again go back to that practical shape. So first of all, the goal has to be very real and it has to be very practical. Okay. You
Okay.
have to understand that that model or that fitness influencer is making his bread and butter from this thing, that is influencing or having a good physique. Are you gonna do the same? No, you have a business or you have XYZ, a job or whatever, and you are doing this as a part of your life to stay healthy and to stay in a good shape.
Hmm. Let's say if I'm somebody who does a 9 to 5 and I have a fairly busy life, I'm managing family, if I have kids, what should my goal be when I'm beginning my fitness journey?
The simple goal should be just making up to the gym.
So
Because
just
as I
showing up.
said, every workout is gonna make you better. It's gonna make you 1% better at least from the very same day to the next day. So just have this thing in your system that you are gonna get better and compare the results at least at a 3 to 6 month gap.
Okay.
Because a person who says that can transform you in 3 weeks and 4 weeks, they are also not able to transform you. But it's just to create a hype. They use this kind of language which attracts a lot of people, that yeah, transformations can be done in 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, transformations can be done in 3 to 4 weeks, but for that you have to be in a fairly decent shape. For an example, if right now my fat percentage is around 13 or 14, if I want to drop it down to one digit, that is maybe 6, 7, or 8, I can do that in 4 weeks by going on an extreme clean meal plan and modifying my lifestyle accordingly, and I can get that done. But a person who is at a 25-30% body fat and wants to get down to six pack in 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks, that's not possible.
So that would be an unrealistic goal, you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. So we keep coming back to the point of how fitness influencers, there's so many influencers out there, and they probably, most of them are not even certified to give the advice that they actually give us. Who do we trust?
So fitness industry in the past decade has boomed like anything. And if you see, anyone and everyone would be attracted to something where it's always glittery. And it's a lot of glitter going on in this industry right now. So everyone is interested to be a part of it. But then, if I would give you a very, very simple example, that a compounder stays with a doctor for more than 2 decades, but even after that, he doesn't become a doctor. He
Hmm.
cannot perform surgeries. He cannot recommend medications. Exactly the same way, if a person can create his own physique under a coach or under anyone's guidance, then he cannot start giving fitness lectures and fitness tips to everyone and anyone that मैंने ये किया है तो इससे आप भी ये कर सकते हो, because
Yeah.
those formulas that he has applied are very monotonous, which could be applied only on him or few other people, but then it cannot be applied on anyone and everyone. And looking at today's fitness industry or today's, I would say today's world, there are a lot of people dealing with a lot of health issues, but people are neglecting them and still want to create a good physique. But remember that your inside has to look as good as your outside. There are a lot of people who have a very good looking outside. They are very chiseled, but when you get them inside tested, you will be shocked to see what those results are. Because I've seen a lot of blood work of a lot of people,
Hmm.
and that's the first criteria now that I have. If anyone comes to me, I ask them to get a certain blood work done. If that concerns me, I ask them to get a detailed blood work done. And then I explain them that, buddy, your fitness is very important, but your overall wellness is much more important. So let's start focusing on the fitness as well as your overall wellness so that you can survive longer with a good quality of life.
Okay, that provides you with longevity as well. And that's
Exactly.
so what I'm hearing you say is you'd rather make a sustainable life with like a decent fitness plan and a decent diet that you can follow on a daily basis than go on fat diets and be extreme on yourself just to achieve a short-term goal and maybe harm your body in the process.
Yeah, there have been ample of diets going on in the world, but I would say a very simple word: if it's not practically fitting into your lifestyle, that diet won't ever work for you, because you won't be able to stay on it for more than 60 to 90 days. And I have seen this on and on and on with most of the clients.
But I really want to know what's the strangest fitness trend that you've come across and did you try it yourself?
So the strangest fitness trend that I've seen would be six pack in 6 days.
Okay.
Then there are
Did you try it?
there have been I of course tried. I try everything under the sun because I like to see what actually it does, and it does nothing.
Okay.
And there have been so many fitness trends going on all over. There have been 45 days challenge, there have been 90 days challenge. There have been a lot of challenges, but when you challenge someone, they are bound to stick to something, the routine. Even then people don't stick to a routine after being challenged. They say it's too difficult. I said, dude, you have taken up a challenge. Challenge is supposed to be difficult.
Right.
But when it comes to putting in efforts is actually what matters. They lag behind in every aspect, whether it be their sleep, whether it be their food, whether it be their workout, anything, or whether it be their hydration. A very simple thing is called a very simple topic, which is hydration. You will need electrolytes with your water to keep your water absorbed in your body. Only drinking water is not going to be enough for your body. But
Yeah.
then people, they will not drink water for 2 3 hours. Then they will suddenly drink 1 liter of water together. Then they will pee it out, and they will also pee out a lot of nutrition with it, and they don't understand. And then they see that I feel lethargic. So
Hmm.
they actually don't understand the science. They just want to put one and one plus one, two, and then they want to apply it on everyone. But that way, it won't work on everyone.
Right. That actually brings me to my next point. What do you think is the role of supplements in your fitness journey in just trying to be healthy in general?
So supplements are actually something that is not, I would say, I would not get the word, but I would say supplement is something that is not very essential. You can also get those nutrition from your food, but the amount of ingredient that you need from your food is practically not easily available. So, for an example, if I say you have to have 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C every day, it's not possible to get from orange, or it's not possible to get from lemon, because for that you might have to cut 100, or you might have to consume 100 lemons and oranges.
Hmm.
So that is practically not possible. Maybe one day you might be able to have it, but every day it's not possible. And that's exactly where supplements come into the play. So I would say it's not compulsory, but yeah, it's necessary. because it makes your life easier and it makes you have all the ingredients in their proper measurements. So if I say you have to have 24 grams of protein in one meal, how will you measure it? You won't be able to measure it. Even
Right.
if you measure the exact amount of chicken or exact amount of eggs or exact amount of paneer or exact amount of milk, yet there would be a human error from where you get it, how you cook it, and a lot of factors. So supplements would help you achieve your minerals, vitamins, and macros goal.
So if I'm somebody who's new to this industry and I want to, take supplements, what should I be looking for? And what is a supplement that you would recommend or me taking on a daily basis?
So the first supplement that anyone who is working out or even an individual who is having an active lifestyle should take is creatine.
Okay.
Because now this word creatine will put a lot of shock in a lot of people, but it is one of the most researched supplement in the world, and I would say it's one of the most cheapest supplement in the world. Yet it has benefits like steroids.
Can you
Whoa!
explain how creatine
Now,
works?
yeah, exactly. Now this is something big that I said, that it gives you effects like steroids. It's the cheapest supplement and it's the most researched supplement. And I would say it's one of the most oldest supplement. And it's one of the supplement where I would say manipulating it is very difficult. If it's complete, it can either be completely manipulated or it can be completely like a very good quality supplement.
Okay.
So creatine comes in many different forms, like creatine monohydrate, creatine ethyl ester, creatine HCl. So creatine monohydrate is the most easily available form and the most cheapest form of creatine. So basically, creatine करता क्या है? So basically, all of your body is made up of cells. Even your muscles are made up of cells. So creatine enables your cell to pull in more water in the cells. So when there is more water in the cells, it becomes more strong.
Mm.
It gets more endurance. So that's how creatine works. It enhances whatever your muscles can do.
So
It cannot give you some
it holds water in your muscle and in turn makes it look bigger. And is
work
that
more
healthy?
efficiently.
Is that healthy for you?
Of course, it's healthy.
Okay.
When done it in the right fashion, when done it in the right way, it's healthy.
What's
And
the right dosage for it?
so the right dosage for creatine monohydrate is 5 grams per day.
Okay.
Initially, when it was discovered, they said that there is a loading phase, then there is a maintenance phase, then you wash out phase. But then, with a lot of researches happening in the industry, they have made this 5 grams. 3 to 5 grams is the right dosage for creatine. Anyone and everyone who is having a very active lifestyle can take it. But to absorb creatine, you need to spike up your insulin a bit. So it has to be taken with something that can spike up your insulin. So you can either take it with EAA, you can either take it with BCAA, you can either take it with protein.
Okay. Can you
So
also mix it
protein
in your protein shake
protein
before you?
shake, exactly.
Okay.
And there are a lot of, so I would always recommend something that is already pre-mixed. So there are a lot of protein shakes that are already available with creatine mixed in it.
Okay.
So I call them enhanced proteins.
I see.
And in today's industry, most of the supplements that you see on the shelf could be manipulated very easily. So I always have recommend people to have brands that have already established their names, which are internationally recognized brands, and always take a bill, a receipt from your distributor or dealer or retailer that you're taking the supplement. So if there is a problem, you can always get it replaced.
I see. And is there something in specific you should be looking on the box itself to know if this is a genuine product or no?
So for a genuine product, now they have a lot of system to check. You can always look for the barcode. You can always look for the authentic sticker of the distributor or the person who is retailing it. And if there are barcodes could be scanned and could be checked on the internet. But all that could be manipulated. So I would say always buy it from a person who is very renowned and very trustworthy. Like there are multiple people in this industry who are selling supplements. Even anyone and everyone would like to sell supplements. Even the gyms are selling supplements, but always have a trustworthy source from where you can buy your supplements.
How can you find one?
It's very easy to find one by there are two ways to do it actually. The first way is gain the experience on your own by taking the supplements from different vendors, and then you will ultimately realize that yeah, there are certain supplements that are actually fake, even which a normal person would be able to distinguish from an original supplement, right? By scanning the barcodes, by checking if they are an authentic distributor or retailer of the company. Because now what have the companies done is that they have taken out the middle people and they have directly given it to the retailer. So they might be having a retailer emblem at their store by asking the receipt. If the person doesn't give the receipt, that means there could be a problem with the supplement.
What's the biggest challenge you face when you personal train people, and how do you overcome it?
The biggest challenge that I face is keeping a person regular, is keeping
Consistency.
a person consistent. There has always been a problem with consistency of the people because they say they look for comfort zone at certain time of their life. Like they fall weak during the weekend, so it's very difficult for them to get back on the Monday, the coming
Hmm.
Monday. So I always say that Monday is the start of the week. It sets the tone of your week. So never skip a Monday. But with all this experience by training people from the past 14, 15 years that I've gained, I have started trying to make people do what they like when they are not wanting to work out in the way I want them to do it. So for an example, if we take your example, if you are my client and you have been with me for a lot of years, you must have noticed this change that I'm strict, yet I'm flexible. So I would just say you message me in the morning or a day before that you're not going to make it tomorrow or the same day. I would say just come to the gym. We will do whatever you like first, and then I'll make you do whatever I want you to do.
I
But that
see.
would be in a limited period of time. I would get you done maybe in 30 minutes instead of 60, 70, 80 minutes. And you still have done something rather than doing nothing.
Okay. And what I want to know, what's the most creative excuse somebody's ever come up with to miss a workout session with you?
So this was a complete shocker to me. The guy said that, sir, I came to the gym, I looked around, and I didn't find you, so I went back home. And I'm going to sleep, and now I cannot make it. And
Did
I
that guy
said,
show up the next day?
yeah, of course he showed up the next day. But he was prepared that he's going to be having to face consequences of what he did yesterday.
Right. What did you make him do
And
extra exercises, or how did he pay back?
so there is a formula. Either you select your consequence, or I will give you the consequence. If I'm going to give it to you, then you better be sure that it's going to be a little task for you.
Mm.
So they themselves select their own consequences, and either they do 100 floors on the power meal, or they do 500 squats, or they do 500 walking lunges, or they do 100 push-ups. So whatever they do is in a form of exercise that's still going to benefit them.
And this is on top of their regular workout session, is it?
Exactly.
Okay, I see. So a point to be made is never to be late to your session.
Never to be late and never give me lame excuses to skip the workout.
Got it. So I recently visited your gym, not too long ago, and I noticed a kids martial arts class, and some kids were as young as 3 years old or maybe 4 years old. Why do you think it's so important for kids to actually start early in today's world? And what would you like to say to young parents out there?
So we believe at Athletica Fitness that always start them young. Because me and my partner Vispi Kharadi, we started at a very young and tender age. Like I said, I learned swimming at the age of 1. He started his martial arts at a very young age of 4, 5. And which is exactly why we are so disciplined in our lifestyle. Even his kids, the one is about 10 years old and the other one is about 13, 14 years old. They are masters of their class, and they take classes for people who are above 40, 45 for self defense, for mixed martial arts, for kudo.
Mm.
And I would say that as a kid, you are a plain slate. So when the slate is plain, you can write anything and everything, and that will be imbibed in them very early in the age. And if discipline is imbibed in them at a very early age, it will stay with them for a very long period of time.
Right.
Because right now they are very moldable. So if you mold them in the right direction, it will be very easier for you to keep them in the right direction rather than you trying to change that direction once they have opted for a wrong track. So rather than the kids investing their time into complete technique, I would say, what do you say, technology and all that in the mobile and staying in the four walls, I would say them to go out and play any sport. It's not compulsory for any kid to just come and join the gym or just come and do mixed martial arts or just come and do swimming or come and do badminton because that's all we offer. But I would say you can do anything. Like when I was young, we used to go to gardens, and those gardens had all this acrobats and gymnast settings, and we used to play there on our own. We used to get hurt, we used to get up, and we used to go back home. Nowadays, if a kid gets hurt, the parents are over panicked that my kid got hurt or my kid got a little. I would say a little. He drank a little water in the swimming. I'm not gonna send him to the swimming again.
Mm.
I say that if you let them lose a little, they would actually come back much more stronger than what you have expected of them. And I say try multiple things. Maybe if you are the master of skating, just don't push them for skating. Let them try skating, let them try swimming, let them try mixed martial art, let them try gymnast. Whatever they like, let them try. Let them build their passion. And once they start building their passion, they would they would not be pushed to do that. They would enjoy doing that.
Right. So, but today's world is different, don't you think? Because now kids have access to, devices at a very young age. They get to watch TV all day if they're not in school and stuff like that. So, what can a parent do to promote their kid to actually go out, play in the real world?
So today's world might be different. They are always in the school or the tuitions, but they can still find an hour of the day to do an outdoor activity. And of course, many researchers have proved that outdoor activity enhances kids' growth, not only physically, but also mentally. So there was a recent research that says that if you work out for half an hour before you study, you will be able to remember your studies more efficiently and effectively.
Okay.
So also for the development of their brain, also for the development of their bones, muscles, and everything, maybe the digestive tract and everything physiologically, psychologically, an outdoor activity is a must. And during my school days, I don't remember any single day that we didn't have a PT period. We used to call it physical education period, where we used to go and play games every day. And sorry to say, I'm going to reveal something that is a secret. Whether there was a PT period or not a PT period in a day, I was on the ground playing with some other class, but I was always on the ground.
I hope your teachers don't listen to this.
So I used to play a lot of sports.
Okay. That's amazing. So let's say if you don't have a gym for a week, you're stuck at home. Let's say COVID 2.0 happens and you don't have any equipment, no dumbbells, no benches at home. What would your workout regime be for a week?
So I say your body is your own equipment. During the COVID period and before I joined the gym at the age of when I joined the gym at the age of 16 or 17, before that at home and during the COVID period as well, I used to do all the body weight training. You can do ample amount of body weight training at home. Simple push-ups. If you do simple push-ups for about half an hour, 100, push-ups, or maybe 200, 300 squats, or maybe 50 to 100 pull-ups, or some crunches, that's more than enough for a person to be having an active day or an active lifestyle. So if you're stuck without any equipment in the gym, without any equipment at your home, make your body an equipment and start using it. There are millions of exercises that you can do on your body weight.
And how important would recovery be in that case? How can you recover well?
Recovery, I would say, is the most neglected part of the fitness industry, and people are not paying attention to the recovery. So all actually people don't know about it, but all the vitamins, minerals, supplementations, the food, the hydration, the sleep, everything that we are talking about is also about recovery. because the muscle breakdown happens only on the gym floor, or if you do any vigorous activity during the day, any physical activity. But the recovery happens 24/7. So
Right.
recovery is one of the most neglected part, where people don't focus on their hydration, where people don't focus on their nutrition, where people don't focus on their sleep, the most important factor in today's world. Like I have been from a generation where 9 o'clock was the lights out time. And today, when people will call you today at 11:30, 12 in the night, and they will say, "Abhi to 12 hi baje." अरे दोस्त अभी 12 बजे लेकिन अभी तो मैं 2 घंटा already. I would try to balance it out to 10 to 4, and I say, if your body is not 100% recovered, you won't be able to perform. Nowadays there are a lot of technologies available that you wear, like Loop or maybe your iWatch or whatever, and they can tell you that your body is 100% recovered or not. So
Right.
those people have understood what is the importance of recovery. If your body
Okay.
is 100% recovered, it would perform better than your 100%. So I say recovery should be
Got it.
given more important than the breakdown.
Got it. So you do, or you are a managing partner at one of the best gyms in Surat, Athletica Fitness. What kind of workouts do you offer?
So at Athletica Fitness, we believe that every individual that is walking on this planet right now is an athlete. It's just that he or she has not realized it, or he or she has not yet known what her or his body can perform, and exactly why they are underestimating it. We actually want to enhance each and every body and make them and turn them into an athlete. And we offer different activities. We have a gym floor, we have a swimming pool, we have badminton, we have table tennis, we have a multiple activity room where we have dance classes, we have functional training, we have yoga, we have aerial yoga, we have aerobics, we have step aerobics, we have mixed martial arts where we offer kudo, self defense, we have squash. So overall, and all, we have all the activities that are basically indoor, which are needed for an holistic approach to your fitness and lifestyle. So we have something or the other for anyone and everyone.
So a lot of the activities that you mentioned are actually group activities. So how do you ensure and maintain, a sense of community when a lot of people are working out together, and to keep them motivated, or do they motivate each other?
So what I believe is that we are into a community building, because if you are a person who likes working out or who likes strength training, you would like me. You would be happy to have similar mindset of people around you who would push you to do better. So if you come at the peak hour in Athletica, that is 6 to 10 in the morning and 5 to 9 in the evening, you would see that every person is pushing each other on those floor, whether it be the badminton floor or table tennis floor, or maybe the gym floor or the cardio section or the swimming pool. And we have a stipulated coach for every department who is actually the best player of their department. So all my coaches are national level athletes. So they still play themselves. So they are an athlete first and a coach second.
Okay.
So they are very passionate about what they are doing, and which is exactly why they are able to pass it on to the person who comes to their section. So we are building up such a community that it gives you a push to perform your better, and then perform your better than the best every time you step on every time you step in Athletica.
All right. Do you have different type of like challenges and stuff that you conduct?
So yeah, we are very we have we being in this industry, we have to keep motivating people, and motivation doesn't last more than 12 hours, is what I believe. I have been sending motivational messages to people for more than a decade now. Maybe it's 12, 13 years that every morning I send a motivational message to a lot of people in the morning. So the main aim of sending that motivation message is to get motivated myself first. Because whenever I have to send a message, I have to read it first. And when I read that message, I get that sense of boost. I get that sense of motivation. But by the time by the time it's evening, my motivation also goes down, and I also feel drained, and I also feel tired, and that's where I have to drag myself to continue with the process. But again, the very next morning, when I have to read that message, it gives me a boost. So that made us realize that we should keep such challenges. So recently we had a couple challenge which just got done, and right now we are running a 45 days Athletica Fitness person challenge. I would say it's an evaluation challenge. So it is not just going to make you better physically, but it is also going to make you better mentally and more focused, more disciplined. So yeah, we keep coming up with the challenges so that the people realize, or the people actually push themselves to their best, so that they know what is actually their body capable of.
Right. So, is there anything you'd like to say to the person listening right now? Someone who's looking for direction, someone who wants uh, to get in the best shape of their life, but they don't know how to.
So anyone who is looking at this podcast, I would like to tell you that everyone has a goal. You should first of all have a goal that is very practical and that is very real. Once you have set a practical and real goal, set a deadline for it, because deadline will create an urgency. If there is no deadline to your goal, you will do it when it's convenient to you and not when it's required. People in today's world don't have urgency. They don't want to get it done faster. They realize the value of their life, you know when? Or they realize the value of their health and fitness when it was COVID. When people were losing their life is when they realize the value of their life. And they have again forgotten the value of their life. Recently, I uploaded a story of a wild cat trying to hunt a reindeer. The wild cat was also on the right path because it was hungry and it had to hunt, otherwise it will die. And the reindeer was also on the right path because it had to escape, because it had to live. They both were struggling and they were fighting for so long period of time, and ultimately the reindeer won. And I felt pity for the cat, that the cat couldn't have its prey or its food that day. So it's very difficult to survive in the jungle. Every day is a struggle. But the human beings that are walking on this planet have taken life very easily. They have taken things for granted. Like if there are a lot of people who have, I would say, uh, collaborated two things, that is a disease and a condition. Most of the people that they call disease or something that have been passed on from their ancestors is a condition, and a condition can be reversed, like diabetes, cholesterol, and a lot of other things, blood pressure can be reversed. It's just a lifestyle change that you need.
Right. Well, I hope the one you're listening right now, yes, I'm talking to you. You better take some lessons from this and you follow the path, listen to your heart, and just believe in yourself, and anything is possible. So, thank you so much for a great conversation, shedding light on so many things that we spoke about. Where can people go to follow your work?
They can go to my Instagram handle, they can go to my social media pages. So my Instagram handle goes by the name Yazad Persian Heart. You can follow me there. I keep giving tips, whatever knowledge that I gain from my day-to-day researches and my day-to-day experiences. And yeah, we can get connected and explore this industry a little more.
Well, I'll link all of that down in the description, and do get in touch with him. And so, thank you so much for your conversation, and thank you for your time today.
It was a pleasure.